The Philadelphia Eagles are your Super Bowl 59 champions. And I know usually I come up on the channel unbiased. I'm an Eagles fan. I'm going to take a couple minutes and I'm going to give my just overall thoughts as a fan. And, obviously these are my thoughts on the game. It's instant reaction. I'm going to have a more put together podcast out for you guys tomorrow. These are just instant moments. It is surreal. It is still hitting me that we won this game. I pulled up the box score to have it on the screen. Obviously, if you're new to the channel, I do share the box score when we talk about that in a little bit on these instant reactions, but I pulled it up and I stopped and I thought to myself, holy fucking shit. We did it. My team, the Philadelphia Eagles, won the Super Bowl. The team that I have been banging the drum for all season, and sometimes looked in the mirror and said to myself, are you being a homer? Are you being biased? And continued to check myself on and said, no, this is the best team in the NFL. Week after week, in the game prediction, where everybody doubted us and everybody was saying, you can't stop Mahomes, you can't stop the Chiefs, the three-peat is inevitable, it's Thanos. Nah, this is Endgame. Because the Philadelphia Eagles won the Super Bowl. And not only won it, this shit was belt to ass from start to finish. 40-22. The Philadelphia Eagles not only won, but dominated. This was an insane effort from this team. Top to bottom. Everybody showed up. The defense was excellent. Jalen Hurts was a more than deserving Super Bowl MVP. Saquon, even when the run wasn't available, made himself a threat in the receiving game. Devonta Smith and A.J. Brown, both with big touchdowns in this game to extend the Eagles' lead and keep their foot on the Chiefs' neck. Josh Sweat on the defensive line could have been Super Bowl MVP. Cooper DeJean, a rookie, gets his first interception in the Super Bowl, and it's a pick six. This team wanted it more. This team played better. This is the best team in the NFL. And I said it in the preview video, and I'll say it again now. This is the greatest roster assembled in Philadelphia Eagles history. And as a fan, I couldn't be more happy right now that it was paid off with a fucking Super Bowl. There's no doubt that the team deserves it. And in this moment of happiness, I am going to go on a bit of a tangent. Because the disrespect for my quarterback, the disrespect for Jalen Hurts, week in and week out, was too far. The Super Bowl MVP, 293 total yards, 3 total touchdowns, a 119.7 passer rating, the only quarterback in Eagles history to make 2 Super Bowls, a Super Bowl champion at 26. Josh Allen, 0 rings. Lamar Jackson, 0 rings. Joe Burrow, 0 rings. Jalen Hurts has a ring, and he beat Mahomes to do it. That's something that those guys, Joe Burrow aside, Allen and Lamar can't do. Beat Mahomes in the big spot. Jalen Hurts outplayed him. Again. Put some fucking respect on my quarterback's name. If he's not top 10 on your list, your opinion, throw it in the garbage. Should be top 5. We can have conversations going forward. This was exactly how the Eagles drew up the game. Let's pull it up. Let's pull up the game cast here. I mentioned what Jalen did. Saquon Barkley, 25 carries for 57 yards, averaged 2.3 a carry. The Kansas City Chiefs did their job. They said, we will not let Saquon Barkley beat us. And he didn't. Jalen Hurts did. We're going to make Jalen Hurts beat us. That's fine. He will. Because he's that guy. Devonta Smith led the team in receiving yards with 69. Hurts spread the wealth around. 5 guys, 25 plus yards. 4 guys, 40 plus yards. Jahan Dotson had a big play. Saquon Barkley had some big receptions. Jalen Hurts with his 72 on the ground. It's not all tush push. The defense, the story of the fucking game. Because I love Jalen as much as the next guy, but the defense won the team this game. There's not a doubt in my mind about it. The defense won this team the game. Zach Bond, all-pro linebacker, 7 tackles, had an interception. Josh Sweat, 6 tackles, 2.5 sacks, 2 tackles for loss. Had Mahomes under pressure all night. Was excellent. Milton Williams, 2 sacks, 2 tackles for loss, a forced fumble, a fumble recovery. Cooper DeJean, pick 6 in the Super Bowl on his birthday, on his 22nd birthday. 11 QB hits, 6 total sacks. Simply put, the Eagles' defense dominated. And we've learned now from the Buccaneers' performance and this performance tonight, how do you beat Mahomes in the big game? Get pressure with 4. All the stats, Mahomes was 8-0 against Vic Fangio defenses coming into this game. I said throw it in the garbage. He didn't have a defense with this talent on it previously. He did tonight. And the 22 points is misleading. Because 16 of them came in the fourth quarter when Philly was playing relaxed coverage. Hell, one of the touchdowns came when the backups were in the game. This was complete and utter domination. And there's no other way to put it. The Eagles dominated this game. Is the loss on Patrick Mahomes? I'd say no. There wasn't much for him to work with. The offensive line was outmatched, and the weapons weren't good enough. Xavier Worthy, hell of a day. Travis Kelce looked old. DeAndre Hopkins looked old. Juju Smith-Schuster looked like Juju Smith-Schuster. At the end of the day, the Chiefs never really tried to establish the run. I think that was a mistake in hindsight. Mahomes bought as much time as he could, but the weapons weren't good enough to get open. And just like versus Tampa Bay, the clock ran out, pressure got there. Mahomes got happy feet at a certain point. The Eagles were in their head. And they didn't take their foot off the gas. They went out and won this game. Let's look at some of the team stats. Total yards, 345 to 275. Total plays, 70 to 49. Time of possession, 36:58 to 23:02. Another way to stop Mahomes and the Chiefs, keep him off the field. 13 additional minutes of time of possession. As good as the Chiefs' defense is, and as much as they bottled up Saquon, they couldn't get Philadelphia off the football field. Penalties, about even. Rushing yards, like I said, Kansas City never looked to establish it, and Jalen Hurts was a true dual threat quarterback again. And, you know, I'm going to sound like a Jalen Hurts glazer here, and I don't really care. Because all this shit I had to hear all season long, week in and week out about this guy. Again, in the biggest spot in the Super Bowl against Mahomes, outplayed him again. This time he walks away with a ring. And is a Super Bowl champion at the age of 26. A guy who I had to hear people legitimately say Geno Smith is better than this year. Sam Darnold better than. And I said, what are we talking about? Not everything is a stat that you can read on ESPN. Some of it's eye test. Some people clearly weren't watching. Is Jalen Hurts a perfect quarterback? No. Am I saying we should put him above Mahomes in rankings? No, I'm not. But am I saying that we should give him the fucking respect that he deserves? You bet your ass I am. Again, instant reaction. I'm still in shock. I'm still in awe. It's a surreal moment. This was the most invested I'd ever been in an Eagles team because I knew how special the roster was. And I knew it was going to be virtually impossible to bring back this exact team And the Eagles have some things to do in free agency, whether it relates to Kellen Moore at OC, Darius Slay, Zach Bond up for a contract, etc., etc. But for tonight, for this moment, the 2024 Philadelphia Eagles were the best team in the NFL. I said it week after week, and tonight they validated me. A 40-22 victory over the back-to-back defending champion Kansas City Chiefs. The accomplishment that this group of men completed tonight, not only to win, but to dominate, very impressive. Very, very impressive. As always, share your thoughts in the comment section down below. What were your thoughts on this Super Bowl? Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you love the NFL. I'll have a more complete podcast up tomorrow at about 4:30, just kind of detailing the Super Bowl in more of a length. I'll probably give it a rewatch, talk about some of the biggest plays, and we'll really dive into it. But from my instant reactions as an Eagles fan, it's fucking awesome. Go Birds. I appreciate your guys' support. Leave a like on the video. Subscribe if you're not already. I will catch you guys next time. Peace.